me. Hey, Go Gilbert. It is so good to see you again twice in 1 week. Oops, that's twice. In case you haven't seen this before, it is your Go Gilbert Business Spotlight, spotlighting amazing small businesses in your favorite town and mine, Gilbert. And I am so pleased to introduce you to Arizona Water Systems, my friend, and probably a lot of yours, Larry Melton. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks for being here. And for those of you on Go Gilbert, you're probably like, hey, I recognize that name because you guys get a lot of recommendations on Go Gilbert.
We do. We get tagged on there a lot, which I'm very thankful for. So keep it going.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us a little bit about your business. How long you've been in business, some of the things that you offer.
Sure. So we've been in business a little over 2 years. Obviously, we're out of Gilbert. That's a gimme. We do everything plumbing. So we've got a commercial and residential plumbing license. So we can do all of your plumbing needs, above grade, below grade, or above the ground, below the ground. Something as simple as a faucet that's leaking to a whole sewer replacement. One thing that we love and we specialize in is water treatment, and that's what we get tagged on the most. So your water softeners, water conditioners, reverse osmosis, anything to do with better water, we can handle all that.
So, and that's kind of where you started, right? Was with the water, kind of the water treatment?
Correct, yeah. So when we were small, we wanted to focus on one thing and really make a name for that. And so we started with just water treatment. We would do little plumbing jobs here and there to fill the gaps. But the biggest thing that we would focus on is water treatment. And that's where we really gained the most traction as a company. And obviously we stick to that today. It's in our name. But as we've grown, we've added more plumbers to our business. And we're able to offer a lot more than just the water treatment, which is really nice for everybody.
Well, and I love, because we've used you guys on our personal residence, and then in our real estate team has more on the plumbing side, because, you know, we do an inspection and there's a plumbing issue. We have a general inspector, but then they might say, well, have a plumber, an actual licensed plumber come look. And so you guys have really helped us out. And one thing that I am especially grateful for is your, the timing. Kind of your speed to get someone out there.
Which, yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, everybody's so busy, so that is super helpful for us. Not to have to wait a week.
Yeah, exactly. I think being small it allows us to be pretty agile. So at a moment's notice, I can get someone out there, especially because we do a lot of our stuff here in Gilbert. We're not out on the West Valley all the time, so we're able to get to you quickly, take a look at what you need, and for the most part, fix it right on the spot, which is what people want when they're, selling their home or they're buying it. They need to get something done right away. So that helps.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I have a question. This has to do with plumbing, I think, but this is a personal question.
Yeah.
So when I turn my faucet on in my bathroom, it smells like sewer.
Okay. It's probably not sewer. It's probably a little mix of, you've got a water heater in your garage. Over time, there's a component inside there that breaks down over time and it can cause a smell. So I always recommend people start there first. And what we do is we flush your water heater and get all the nasty stuff out of there, especially if it hasn't been done for a while. Start there and see how it goes. If you're still getting some of that smell, you might have what's the dirtier part. You might have a dirty trap where the water drains into underneath your sink.
Oh.
That part might be dirty, and you could either clean it out or replace it. It's a really cheap piece to replace. But over time, stuff gets down in there, and it can have a smell to it. So those are the two things. But usually, it's your water heater if it smells like.
Water heater.
Yep, exactly.
Well, and speaking of water heaters, just so a lot of times we put out material that talks about systems and when systems should be serviced and replaced. How long do water heaters last in a home?
Out here, you're going to get anywhere from 6 to 8 years on a tank water heater. So you're going to get longer out of a tankless water heater. But we've seen them go 10 years, 12 years. But we always recommend when we come out there, if we see an older unit that's getting to that 10-year mark, we always tell our clients, hey, it may not be leaking now, but if this is something that you're going to be living here, you're not going to move in a month, it may be worth looking into getting a replacement. We can provide a price to do that and go from there. I always tell clients, preventative maintenance is always cheaper than an emergency call. Because then you have a flooded garage or a flooded closet or something like that. And it's just never a fun experience, no matter who you are.
Right. It's like, it's just the inevitable. So like, get it done where you don't have to. Just a little bit less stressful, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, and on, Mike always does that. He likes to talk in my ear. I'm like, come on over. You can ask questions too. So another question on the water systems. So when people are doing maintenance on their water systems, is that something that you do, or do you just do installation?
Yeah, we do maintenance as well. Our goal when we come out there is to show you how to do it as well, so that you don't have to have us come out, because it is really simple. All you need to do is making sure that there's salt in there. So the salt is a little trash can looking tank right next to your actual softener. Open it up, and as long as you get about halfway full of salt and there's some water in there, you're good to go. If you notice that you haven't been adding salt and the salt level stayed the same, that's really when you want us to come out and figure out what's going on, because it should be running through salt continuously, nonstop. That your system should be cleaning itself every 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes longer, but on average 1 to 2 weeks.
Well, so that's the soft water. What about the RO system?
So the RO system,
have under your sink.
So underneath your kitchen sink, 9 times out of 10 it's under your kitchen sink. Usually they have 5 filters. 4 of those should be changed annually at least. If you've high usage family or you've got a large family, you can shoot for about once every 6 months. You can do those on your own. You can go give us a call and we can point you on where to get the filters, or you can just have us come out. Our business model is that if we can enable our clients to do a lot of things themselves on maintenance, we'd like to do that. And then if you still want us to come out, obviously we're more than happy to come out and change out your RO filters. But yes, those need to be changed out once per year. And then you have a membrane on the RO system that's good for every 2 to 3 years. And that can be tested. So you don't have to just guess. You can actually test your water to see if it needs to be replaced.
Awesome. And so we talked about soft water system and then RO system. What's the, if there's like a whole house water filtration, how is that different?
Yes. So the biggest difference between a water softener and a whole house filtration system is the capability to filter the water as well. So in Gilbert, Chandler, pretty much everywhere in Phoenix, we treat our water with a bunch of chlorine, which is, there's pros and cons, but chlorine is going to keep bacteria from growing inside of our water, which most people would agree that's what we want. We don't want bacteria in there. But that water eventually gets to your house and it has chlorine in it. So a whole house filtration system is going to pull out the chlorine in the water before it comes into your house so that you're not bathing in chlorine. It also has sediment filters, so it'll pull out any kind of sediment, soil, any disturbances. If the utility workers are working on the lines, it'll protect the house from taking that water inside. Any kind of harmful chemicals will also get filtered out with that carbon. So that's the biggest difference, filtration and softening versus just softening your water.
Oh, gotcha. Is that pretty pricey?
It can be. That's the top tier, highest, it's like your platinum model, right? It's the best of the best. You really can't get anything better than that, maybe just shy of ultraviolet filter that you can put on there. But most of us in Gilbert, we don't need that unless we're like on a well system or something, but we don't need anything fancy like that. But yes, it can be expensive, and we're priced right around there as well. So I'm sure if, anyone who's tagged us, we're not the cheapest, not the most expensive, but we're somewhere in the middle, and we do really good work, and it's an expensive product for sure.
And that's so RO system under the sink, what does that run you, about $300, $500?
That one we do for $595. So underneath the kitchen sink, it's going to be the system, which includes a tank. The tank holds all the good water, comes with a faucet, and then the actual system, labor, installation, warranty, everything you can think of. All of our prices, we do that for everything. It's nothing added afterwards for installation.
Oh, gotcha. So it's all, and I love that, having it all included, because no one wants to get that charge, right? Oh, yeah. And go, crap. Yeah. I thought I only budgeted $595, and then here you are, I'm at $700.
Exactly.
I love that. And So something that keeps flashing up on the screen is that you are obviously a small business, but a veteran-owned company.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I served in the Marine Corps. I was an intelligence officer out in California, a little bit of time in Virginia, but that was my job for a while. Loved it. Arizona's always been home though, and I just traveled too much. I was gone too much, so came back and knew that I wanted more time with the family. So I figured what better way to do it than start my own business and have some flexibility and spend some more time with my wife. I have a daughter who's 8, just turned 8. And so that's important to me. And all of my values I learned as, a Marine Corps officer, I've tried to put into our business and making sure that people know what they're getting. They don't feel like they're getting, ran around, or they get, price gouged on things. And that's a real bad thing that plagues the plumbing industry, is price gouging and people not knowing their options or what things should cost. And I'm totally against that. So we're very straightforward with all that. And that's just reflective of who I am as a person. So thank you.
Well, I love that. And thank you so much for your service. The military, we are so supportive of the military. My son, I don't know if you know, is, he's in the National Guard, but is doing Army ROTC. So near and dear to my heart. And every person in the military, honestly, is near and dear to my heart. And I'm so thankful for what everyone in the military sacrifices, all for us.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. No, I definitely am very proud of my service, and I love fellow service members. Same with our first responders. I don't know if you know this, but we do offer discounts. So make sure if people do come to us, they let us know. If they're first responder, military, teachers, there's a lot of important professions out there, and we like to reward those. We know how important it is just because we've been there, and so we try to pay that back as well. So we appreciate that.
And then realtors as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're on the front line.
People.
Larry, I know you're busy, and I appreciate you so much. I appreciate not only having the small business, but I know that you're super involved in Gilbert and care about the community. And so anytime we can get people who can really pour into the community, it's such a blessing. So thank you for everything that you and your business do.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
For sure. So go Gilbert. You heard it here first. You need a water treatment, anything, or plumbing, anything, you got to call my boy Larry over here. And if you have any real estate needs, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, call the Schutte Group at Keller Williams Integrity First. Your Go Gilbert Realtors. We would love to help you. You guys have a fantastic rest of the week. Hang in there. Okay?
We'll hang in there.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Mike.
Bye, everybody.
All right. See ya.